Have you ever had a conversation that began like this? I'm not
Racist, sexist, homophobic, bigoted, but...
Insert incredibly racist, sexist, homophobic, bigoted opinion here. How do you respond to that?
How can you say that? How can you think that? How can you feel that?
What kind of person are you?
What right do you have?
And then
The conversation
stops.
Have you ever had a conversation that lasted for 2 seconds?
A conversation that ended the second it began.
Because how can you continue a conversation with a person who is...
Racist, sexist, homophobic, bigoted.
A person who is no longer a person.
A person who is an idea.
An idea that you hate.
So what is there to say after that?
Nothing.
Or is there? Do you even care? Or do you fear that if you just hear them out that maybe you might have to admit that you were wrong there?
To have strength, you've got to be strong. That strength is born of being right, but all you know to do is fight. You never considered that you might just be building walls.
Defending a cause that's not worth the balls.
Fuck's sake, Josh, can you stick to the message?
You think I'm joking? I'm invoking the truth. We end up joking because we're really just stroking ourselves. I'm no king mincing words. I'm an ape staring at this absurd, unpolished turd.
Yes, this is self-aggrandizing. We're up on our soapbox trying to be poignant for poignancy's sake. And it makes me take a second to reassess, of course, but if you're going to fuck it up, don't use a mouth like a horse. Try to keep up appearances. This is for those who act like there's right and a wrong way, and there's a black and a white when it's mostly grey.
But you don't have a choice in what I choose to say. And the words I use might confuse you or just plain abuse you, the same way your brain tries to explain the terrain of your thinking, making me reel back, falling under attack when you stiffen your back against me. Are words only skin deep, or can we just take a minute and let them seep in?
But is that anything more than a barrier of conversation? Should I forgive and assume that our communication is fascination, not frustration? Instead of pushing what I say and how I say it, can I allow you to approach the idea the way you see? Can you allow me?
Can we agree? How quick were we to argue without thinking it through? One word, balls. And we start circling, not knowing that the truth lies not in one of us, but between us. How do we get past that suspicion and move on so our conversation is more than just a war of attrition?
I should have let you follow to fruition. Is it a generational condition, or do we all say things that can't be undone when we're 21? I mean, these altercations can be fun, but if I kick you in the shin in order to win, it's a pissing contest that can't be won.
It's a trite admission, but I'm sick of thinking of conversation as competition. It's not my fault that I can't speak right, that I don't think right, that I won't sleep at night. Because when I think of what I might really mean to say a few hours past the light of day, and yet the fact is, I'm holding on to this pact with myself to act like I have all the answers, all the time, every point and every fact and every word and every rhyme. This belief that if I just know enough and show enough that when I'm dead and gone, the world will look around and say, Josh was right, all along.
You're not wrong. We're taught to sack up and defend our opinion and not to catch ourselves when we ought to be caught. It's easy to fall into despair because you don't have the answer right now, but that's not fair. When I was younger, I said things I'd never want to hear myself say, and yet I can't fathom that someone may be on a similar path of change. I learn more every day, and so do you. All you can do is try to pay it forward and not shut down, because I've found that when I get challenged, I go on the offense. Because I'm offended. And others do the same to me because they feel their position needs to be defended.
And the same for me. And suddenly all that beautiful language, with the power to start a revolution, stalls out with no solution when two people refuse to step into each other's shoes. If a good argument is akin to fencing, then maybe what we do is more like professional wrestling. Entertaining, and with the power to cause pain, but in the end, fake. If I take a breath, can I stop using my words to keep people at a distance?
If I take a breath, will I be able to stop having fights with friends?
If I take a breath, can I turn the 3 days it takes for me to realize I was wrong into 3 seconds?
Can I breathe?
Can I?
And if we don't do it, how do we expect consideration from them?
And how do we offer that same consideration, being so afraid that it won't be returned?
I guess I'm concerned that if I spend all my time considering, I won't be heard. Because I have a voice that's worth contributing to the conversation, right? You do too, right? We all do, right?
We all do. We have to. How do we manage to continue if we don't believe it? If our words don't stand up for the value we see in others, as well as ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I'll promise to try.
I will acknowledge that I cannot control how a person argues with me.
I'll try not to be clever when I talk to someone. Try to understand instead. Approach the problem differently, even when I don't think I can.
I will prove that people can surprise you by surprising myself first. I will strive to continue a conversation, not as domination, but as creation, cooperation, realization.
I'll accept that just as my opinions change, so do everyone else's. I won't completely give up on somebody because of something they used to think or still do. I will make it okay to admit that I was wrong.
I will trust that every human being is worth my time and stop trying to prove that I'm worth theirs. I will not insist on being the hero of my own story.
Deal?
Deal. Except for fucking BJ.
Yeah, hate that guy.
Fucking innocent smile.
Oh, so nice.